I went over to Safeway and started out at $15 an hour, back at the bottom of the totem pole. I became just a general clerk when I was hired there. I was doing the night shift stocking. And everything was great. The work conditions were much better. And then when I was working there, I met a lady named Colleen. And she was a shop steward. She also was of Native descent. So we were having a conversation one day, and she said to me, Serena, I think you should be a shop steward. So I said to her, I don't really know. I really don't think, I kind of want to just mind my own business, not everybody else's. So she was like, no, I really think you should think about it because there's strength in numbers. So when she said that to me, there's strength in numbers, she said, and we have the power to be a voice here. I thought about it. And I thought, she's right. We were the minorities. So I joined. And I became a shop steward there. I found it was, like I went and I got trained. I took my shop steward course. And I found that it was like, kind of, the people weren't really aware of what the union was about, their membership, their like what they were paying dues for. They weren't really aware of it. They weren't really involved. They weren't a part of it. So we came down to our contract expiring. So we had to negotiate a new contract. They negotiated us a new contract. So I took it upon myself to campaign to go to every employee. And you need to vote. You need to vote. This is what is going to affect you. And if you don't make these decisions, somebody else is going to make these decisions for you, and you're going to have to live with them for 4 years. So you need to be there. We had a higher successful rate, I must say. They said that it was one of the highest votes they ever had in Lloydminster. I think 65% came for the vote. So that was success to me. That was success. Just getting the people aware of our union and to be proud and to be a part of that, right? Because there was no proudness to be part of the union at that store. So now we do have, I do have members. I do have active members that, that are happy that I'm a shop steward, that we have a voice. I see it as my duty to make sure that it's a fair and equal workplace for everybody to work and able to go to work and earn their money and go home and be happy. Not to hate, not to dread to come to work. It's your right. And so that's what I have been encouraging through my coworkers since. The place has gotten much better, I must agree. But it was that stigma. It was that stigma that Indians are just there to get drunk. Natives, and that was really strongly there. Like when I started the night shift, the guy that I was working with when I first started there, he was the guy who was like, so the one day he said to me, I was moving a case of cider and it was glass bottles. So it jangled, right? And I was like, oh, and he goes, oh, I bet you like the sound of that, hey? And I just said to him, pardon me? And he goes, I bet you like the sound of that. He goes, do you know where your kids are? And I said to him, as a matter of fact, I do know where my kids are. My son is dead and gone, if you must know, and my daughter lives with me. But he just kind of gave that stigma that Indians, you hear that bottle rattling and you're just going to be, oh yeah, you're so happy, right? So I dealt with that at Safeway, and I dealt with that with a few of the managers that have been there and the people that have been there for 45 plus years. I got to tell you, I am the minority there, other than migrants, that have come from the Philippines and stuff like that, right? So it makes it a challenge to be the voice that everybody has to hear. Right? Because when other people come to me and other workers, I'm the voice that has to go to the management team that says, hey, you can't treat them like that. Yeah. You can't be like that. You can't bully them. You can't be like that. So when I'm saying that stuff, it's like, you know, because I used to be bullied. So that's where I get that, you know, no, you're not going to do that to them people. You're not going to do that to anybody. So on that, it really brought me to, you know, being bullied is not fun for anybody, not a kid for no how. But I gotta say, it kind of backfired in a way because it made me a stronger person. And it made me who I am today to be able to help be a voice for a lot of people. And I think that myself, you take lemons and you make lemonade.